Hey everyone, it's me. You know, that The Last of Us YouTuber with a weird and irrelevant name to the topic that never uploads. Yeah, the TheiPadCat. In today's video, I'm going to briefly go over some thoughts and predictions on Outbreak Day 2019. But before I get into that, I just quickly want to go over some things about me and the channel that don't really warrant a channel update, but that I want to say anyways. If you're not interested in that, just skip to the timestamp on the screen right now. Okay, so, I know I've been gone a long freaking time. And the reasons for it are much like the other times I've disappeared. IRL shit. Don't worry though, I'm not gonna sit here for 10 minutes whining about it. All I really feel like sharing right now, and all you need to know, is that 2019 is shaping up to be one of, if not the worst year of my life so far. Which naturally has made keeping up with YouTube hard. Other than that, I also want to apologize in advance if the script or the video editing in general seems a bit off. The last time I edited a video I think was in late March? And the last time I did one of these theory/discussion videos I think was way back in January, so I might have lost my touch a bit. I've also barely kept up with anything The Last of Us related, so that might also affect how well put together my theories are. But fortunately, or unfortunately, as far as I know, I haven't missed much. Anyways, that's what I wanted to say. Now, before I bore all of you to death, let's get on with it. Isn't it crazy how it's already been a year since last Outbreak Day? It doesn't feel like it was that long ago that we all sat glued to our screens waiting for that countdown timer to reach 0 and reveal Joel on that blurred out poster. We waited and waited for a new flashy trailer featuring everyone's favorite grumpy Texan, but of course it never came. And also, according to quite recent rumors, the game has now been pushed back to an early 2020 release. How disappointing. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. But speaking about Joel, do I still think whatever showcase of the game we'll get next is going to be focused on him? Well, I'd certainly like to think that, if we're just considering the pattern of how previous Outbreak Days have correlated with their respective following trailers, then yes. But then again, both the 2016 and the 2017 trailers for Part 2 were released shortly after Outbreak Day. But now we're only a few short weeks away from Outbreak Day 2019, and we still haven't gotten a single peep from Naughty Dog. So can we really say that there even is a pattern anymore? I don't really know. What do you think? Something to further suggest that the next trailer or gameplay showcase won't be featuring Joel, or at least not be focused on him, is the recent behind closed doors gameplay showcase of Part 2 for GameStop employees. Now, we don't know a lot about what was shown, nor have there been any leaks from it, at least to my knowledge. But part of what little we do know comes from this tweet, stating, quote, "All I can say is, the gameplay was about stealth and how you can use clickers to your advantage. Very short but great vertical slice of gameplay." End quote. Now, there are several things in this short statement that make me think what was shown was not about Joel. First off, while Joel obviously utilizes stealth a lot in the first game, what I, and I assume many others, also associate him with more than stealth is brute force and taking on enemies head on. The contrast between how he and Ellie handle situations can be felt very clearly with how much less viable melee combat and fighting the way Joel does is when you eventually end up playing as Ellie. Which makes me feel like this gameplay is from Ellie's perspective. Of course, there have been hints toward there being more than one playable character, but Ellie is so far still the only confirmed one. But as mentioned previously, Joel obviously uses stealth too, so this doesn't exclude the possibility of him being in this footage. Maybe we play as Ellie and Joel is there as an AI companion? Moving on. Since this was apparently a very short showcase, focusing on how you can use clickers to your advantage, doesn't that sound more like a reveal / showcase for the infected rather than something about Joel? Very short isn't really defined in the tweet, but let's just say the gameplay was around 5 minutes long. Wouldn't it feel a bit all over the place if it tried to focus both on Joel, stealth gameplay, the infected, and how to use them to your advantage in the span of a few short minutes? And how underwhelming of a reveal after almost 3 years of waiting wouldn't that be for such a beloved character? And wouldn't it also take away the glory from the new infected mechanics if Joel was in the spotlight? It doesn't really make sense to me. Finally, the only character we've seen actually use the infected to their advantage in stealth is Ellie in Left Behind. Now, of course, it'd be ridiculous to assume that Joel, a hardened, brutal hunter and smuggler, never did anything like that in his 20 years prior to meeting Ellie. Of course he did. But the fact still remains that using infected as a weapon in gameplay has sort of been Ellie's thing up to this point. It's kind of a weak argument, I know, but I thought it was relevant enough to bring it up anyways. Alright. That was a whole lot about Joel and this mysterious piece of gameplay, and not so much about Outbreak Day. But it's still relevant, since it's highly likely that this gameplay is the next thing we'll see from Part 2, and it's very unlikely that we'll see it before Outbreak Day, and the fact that it seems to be focused on the infected leads me to believe that whatever poster and other content we'll get on Outbreak Day 2019 will be dedicated to the infected. Perhaps this gameplay will drop on Outbreak Day itself, alongside with the poster, maybe featuring a clicker or something, and the other goodies. Or it will be hinted at by the poster, like with previous Outbreak days and trailers, and then drop shortly after, maybe during the State of Play stream in early November. But what about Joel then? Well, I'd say it's unlikely that this year's poster will be featuring him again. As for whatever footage or trailer comes next, it's impossible to tell. If the GameStop gameplay is anything to go by, I'd say it won't feature him. But since we don't know anything about Naughty Dog's and Sony's plans for either Outbreak Day or the marketing for Part 2 in general, I might be totally wrong. And I'd gladly be wrong, cause I really wanna see Joel again. Before I end the video, just as I was finishing up this script, what seems to be a The Last of Us Part 2 press event slated for September 24th, just 2 days before Outbreak Day, was confirmed. Whether what's shown there will be the same as the GameStop event is unclear, but this seems to only further indicate that we'll get something publicly soon, as gameplay and trailers are usually shown to the media and select individuals like Jeff Keighley here before the public. I might go more in depth into this if anything interesting comes up, but for now that's all I have to say about it. Anyways, those are just a few of my thoughts and predictions on Outbreak Day 2019. As soon as we know more, I'll be sure to make more videos about it. What do you think? Do you agree with my points? Disagree? Tell me in the comments down below, or why not join my Discord server? And let's discuss it. And until next time, have a great day.